Hawaii, a tropical paradise known for its beautiful beaches, unique culture, and multi-ethnic cuisine. Visitors often share stories of the aloha spirit, while locals speak of other spirits, chicken skin stories of unexplainable encounters. These are the stories told after dark. They are whispered between coworkers over lunch and passed down at family gatherings. These are true first-hand accounts of the supernatural, presented here on Real Paranormal.
The Civic Center can be found in the heart of Honolulu and has many modern and historic buildings in its boundaries. Some have been declared National Historic Landmarks and have been added to the National Register of Historic Places, while others occupy the spaces in between. These buildings, just like Hawaii's people, are all unique, and every one of them has their own special story.
Mission Memorial Complex was built in 1915 in preparation for the 100-year anniversary of the arrival of the American Protestant missionaries to Hawaii in 1820. In 1945, the complex was procured by the City and County of Honolulu and renovated to accommodate for more city offices and its growing workforce. In 2003, the Mauka structure was restored and returned to its former use as an auditorium. The auditorium has been used as a venue for many diverse gatherings and quite possibly the gathering place of those that are unseen.
Hello, my name is Robert Maeshiro. I'm a city employee. I work in the Department of Budget and Fiscal Services. I'm an accountant. I've been working for the city about 25 years. This is a while back, I think back in 2008. And we were in the building that's across the Mission Memorial Auditorium, just across the path. We had some kind of luncheon up there and we set up tables and chairs. That was an available place we all could meet. Some people stayed and on the table, some people went back to their desks. But then the event was finished and then we were putting the chairs and tables back on the trucks downstairs. When I saw the person, he was just sitting there in a chair. I kind of remember he had kind of brownish clothes and a kind of brownish, like a baseball cap. I only seen him from the back. Is that a policeman surveilling something, some kind of operations and watching somebody? But when we went down the stairs, they were locking the door. And before they did that, I said, wait, but you don't get somebody upstairs, right? And they said, no. And I said, oh. In my mind, things moving really fast now. I hear stories about this, that people see things and when they go back it's not there. And I'm thinking, please don't be one of those things. I'm tired. I was just carrying tables and chairs, and I don't want to be freaked out. Like, so we walked up the stairs. All these guys coming with me now, and then we walked to the same room that I saw it, and the guy wasn't there. You know, they didn't believe. I said I saw the guy sitting there, but I didn't see his face, only his back, because he was looking out of the window. It was freaky. Like, okay, either he could have walked to some other part of the building, okay, or I might have just saw a ghost just now. You know, that's all I could talk about walking back with, I think, Danny, but he doesn't remember this. He's older than me. I called him before this interview. Danny, you remember? He said, Bobby, I'm older than you. I'm not going to remember. He's laughing. I'm not going to remember that. He works in accounting, second floor City Hall. Maybe he might remember something after. I don't know. I don't think it's paranormal. I hear these stories. We think it's paranormal, but I bet you it could possibly be normal. We just don't want to see it all the time, so we call it paranormal. I believe these things happen, you know? You just cannot explain it, but I don't think, just like I don't think we're the only ones in the universe. Get too many places that people can live, you know? But yeah, I get a cool, so maybe you get a cool, nothing gonna hurt you.
Aloha, my name is Misty, and I work in the Mayor's Office of Culture and Arts in the Mission Memorial Auditorium Annex, which is not the auditorium per se, but it's the two-story brick building adjacent to the auditorium. It's an old historic building, over 100 years old. I'm a new employee, January 2013. I came one Saturday here. I think it was the first Saturday in January 2013 to get my keys and set up my new office. So I came up here by myself, and the building was totally dark. And when you first come in, there's a large, great room on the outside, just a huge empty room with a very high ceiling. So my office is room 202. Fumbling with the keys. I mean, this is the first time I'm opening my office. I had to look left. I saw just a glimpse of a dark trousers. Went up to the third level. And granted, I work on the second floor, and there's kind of a mock third floor, but it's just air conditioning ducts, and they use it for storage and such. So it's not really a working space. I went to go see if I could see who this man was. And it was a man. There's no man there. Since then, this is November 2014. And my team and I, we eat lunch in the great room. Almost daily. We sit together and we kuka, talk story. And sometimes we have our best meetings over lunch. And I have seen that man go up to the third floor many times. Many times. You know, it's like you're looking at something, but something catches your peripheral, so you look, you can see. And so now, of recent, I've seen a little bit more than his pants. So it looks like kind of like clothes of the 1800s, that kind of burlap, kind of like dark pants, and he has like a white long sleeve cotton shirt. So I have yet to see his face. But I've seen more of his body now. I've seen maybe chest down to his shoes. Because now it's just, instead of a split second, it's maybe an actual second now. I don't know who he is. But maybe he's watching over me or watching over us, but I think he's a good guy. He's a good guy. I work in culture and arts, so we're not a regular 9 to 5 job. I work all kind of odd hours. finish maybe 10 o'clock at night. So I stop by here to maybe return my kihe when I'm oling, or put my lei back in my core bowl or what have you. Just kind of like undress and decompress before I go home to my family. 10 o'clock at night, this place is pitch black. There ain't no light on. So I'm sitting in here, and of course, what do we all do? Crazy. I turn on the computer, right? No, instead of just putting my kihe back, putting my head. Let me check if somebody got email. And I hear pitter patter of feet. A little too loud for rats. So I went outside. Pupuliawa, I don't turn the light on in the great room, so it's still dark there. I just have my light on in my own individual office tool too. And I go outside and I look. I don't see nothing. So I come back inside, I'm like, I just brush it off. And then I hear laughter. Just, that was audible. So I went outside, and again, no more nothing. So I thought, time to go home. Let me go lower before I go. And then as I come up, I'm walking in darkness now, total darkness, going to the elevator. When I come to the elevator, there's 3 kids standing by the elevator. They walked in the elevator, and the door never opened yet. I didn't press the button to go down yet. I just see that they're in old style clothes, and the girl had her leg of mutton boots, shoes with a lot of those buttons and a kind of bellowy sleeves, but there are 2 girls and 1 little boy. And they just, from the rear, I could see they walked right into the elevator. I did hear those mukekos over there fooling around. I mean, maybe they lived here, maybe they played around here, maybe they attended Kwai Church, and this was their hood, this is where they played and stuff. So trippy. Pressed the elevator, and I thought, oh my God, what if the door opened and the 3 of them stood? And okay, that's too much TV. Okay, take it easy. Absolutely, because it's not like a smoke or like I just feel something. I've seen it. My kumu, his name is Ainsley Halemanu. Of course, I asked him to come to Pikai, that means to cleanse the area. He said, baby, so many families outside. There's some darkness too. It looks like the children are happy, but the parents or the adults are sad. So he said at that part, it made him sad that they were dressed, they were still trying to go to church, but something is not right. It makes me kind of sad too. That even today in 2014, things not right. But we getting there. I'm trying my best, and we all trying our best to make it pono, yeah.
name is Joe Fraticelli, and I work for the City County of Honolulu, going on 8 years. This happened in 2009. It was the ending of May. It's the very first experience I ever had here, and I usually do an afternoon break, and I come out here. This is where I usually sit, and so I sat on this very same spot here. Because at that time my dad was sick on Kauai, so I was checking on my phone to see if I had any messages from my sisters to see how he was doing or anything. All of a sudden, this old man is sitting there. So I sat there, and it kind of like surprised me because all of a sudden, this old man was talking to me, and I didn't even see him coming and going. He automatically greeted me, and the thing about it is the way he talked to me was really different. It was like people in the 1950s, 1960s. So I said, "Hi, honey. Isn't it a beautiful day?" And of course, I acknowledged him. I talked to him. I said, "Yes, Pops. It's such a beautiful day." And that's when I noticed his clothing was just really old, like maybe in old boat days, the shipping days of Hawaii. That's how he was dressed. He had these brown khaki pants, shiny black shoes, and like a light blue short sleeve cotton collar shirt buttoned up with a tie, and a brown bucket hat. This old man just kind of told me, "Oh, sweetheart, storms may come and go, but just remember, you're gonna get through it." And but it was what he said to me that really struck me. And then I kind of told him, "Oh, Pops, just wait. I just need to check one more thing. Sorry." And then I looked at my phone this way, and I was just about to continue my conversation with him, but he was gone. And I remember standing up, looking all around, and I didn't see him anywhere. And of course, I got the message that my dad did pass away about a week and a half later from that incident. But I remember him, and I still remember what he said to me that really struck me, that storms come and go, but the storms will end and you're going to make it through. So I really cannot explain it. I really can't. But I just know that it was meant for me. Because I remember it today that storms will end, and I think it was just a spiritual message. So yeah, if you call it ghost, spirit, angel, whatever it is, I knew that it was meant for me, for that old man to appear for me that day and to give me that message. I definitely do. Yes. I grew up on Kauai, so I grew up with stories of ghosts and spirits wandering around. A lot of things happened to my actual sisters and my own parents and my family. I never saw him again, though, after that. It was just a one incident thing.
My name's Donald Abiel, Special Assistant to the Mayor, Kirk Caldwell. So I was assigned to do the Honolulu City Lights. So most of this activity happened during that time. One night when I was working at one of the Mission Memorial Annex, the office that I was assigned, it's at the corner of the building, the annex where the library is now. There's like all these city and county records that are in there, and occasionally I would hear noises because I'd be working in this little corner, and books would be like sound like books like moving around, and I would just kind of brushed it off as being just probably rats or mice moving around. It sounded like shuffling of books and stuff. So that didn't bother me. The next day I would ask the librarian, but she says there's been reports of people, walking around at night reading the books or moving stuff around. So sometimes she'll see sets of books moving from table to table, like nobody was there that night, but she had left it overnight, and then the next day it would be someplace else or in the some other table within the library. So. And one night there was another incident that happened. There's an attic or there's another level of the Mission Memorial Library that normally they just use that as storage. But what happened was I would hear his footsteps or stomping upstairs. And I was like, did somebody come in? Same thing, like just like the library books. And you would just hear like, they were having conversations, like a meeting, and this kind of stuff normally happens during the day. It's kind of upset because they were making a lot of noise and, I couldn't concentrate. And I had to do some loggings and making sure that we had all our pre-planned work schedules set up. And apparently they just kind of, disregarded my, hey, I'm down here, be quiet. And but they continued, so I ended up leaving. So and then I asked the librarian. They said, "Oh no, was there something scheduled? You guys should have told me, right?" And then I would have left. They said, "Oh no, nothing. Why did you?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, like somebody was upstairs. It was unscheduled or something. Or somebody else has a key." But apparently, I'm the only one that had the key because the key, or the person that handles the key. So it's whoever is given the key. It's recorded. And it tells who has a key, and that person is responsible for that key. So apparently there's only was the librarian, myself, and the guy Bob who does the video, who has the keys, and nobody else. So that kind of made me kind of like, whoa, that's kind of chilly. The last story that it happened around in November was I would hear kids playing outside, and this is still the same, time of the evening. And you would hear kids playing, and I'm thinking, wow, it's around almost 9 o'clock, but we already had some of the displays out at that time. It's really dark, and it's getting around 10 o'clock. These kids should be at home. So I went outside my office, and then I would still hear them, but they would be moving. So I'll be like, looking, and then I would tell the guard, yell at the guard, Ronnie, get some kids or what? And he'd be like, oh, no, Don, I hear kids all the time. And I said, oh, bro, I swear they were right outside my office. That's why, giggling and playing and stuff. So I told him, I said, oh, is it one of those things? And he goes, oh, bro, I don't know. So I kind of thought about it, and I kind of try to learn about the place because I know it's historical. Right across the street is the Mission Houses Museum, and I knew that the whole area before they built King Street was considered part of the whole Mission Houses complex. So, and I recently found out it was part of the Kauai Seminary, which they normally used to teach kids, Hawaiian kids. So kind of made sense too because a lot of it, because I speak Olelo Hawaii, I didn't realize that there was Hawaiian. Looking back at it, maybe they were asking me a question, maybe asking me something, but I never responded. But yeah, because it was kind of garbled because you're not thinking in that context. So apparently, I found out later that the whole place was that seminary, and that those things happened. It might have been a teacher, or the teachers, And then I also found out that there weren't that many teachers that at the Mission, the Kauai Seminary. So it had to be one of them that had passed away and still had her, still haunting the Mission Memorial. I mean, for myself, it's paranormal in the sense that I experienced them. I never got the feeling that it was evil or anything. How most people always think of paranormal encounters. They always think that it's something that has the evil attached to it. But the Mission Memorial Complex in that little area there has a lot of things going on. You would see flashes of light. Not so much the Japanese style of fireball or anything, but you see flashes. And I know that wasn't something that that happened often. Now I only stay there till 7:30 because there's a lot of things that happen at a certain time, 7:30, out at the city hall. Yeah, I just chalked it off for something that I never thought I would experience. You know.
This way, and I was looking at the door, and I felt like I saw this old lady with the white hair, Howley, look out this way where that side of the door is, you know, like expecting me, and then someone on the other side. But it was a lady, an older lady in white with a white like gown type. Yeah, so it was strange seeing a woman there. It's like I wouldn't want to go through that door. Like the energy is there, but there's a lot of what's the word? I wouldn't say misfits, indigent, more like it. Kids there. It seems like this place was not treating people well. It's almost like, I wouldn't say torture, but abusive. That's a better word. I see a single lady. It seems like they were some partially educational, but those in charge were nice. There's some darkness on the ground in the bottom, this half, in the bottom floor. But I've never liked the vibrations of these two buildings, especially by the front door of the auditorium. I ignore things that are sad vibrations. I just don't want to give it more attention or energy. So, unless somebody asks me, please tell me why. Please look into your intuition, and it's, if I do that right now, it's like there were men that mistreated other men. It's like I kind of don't want to talk about it. So that's it.